Hi, I'm Heather with 1079 The Link, here with Johnny Rzeznik before the Link Lounge show at Whiskey River.
Yeah, this is exciting.
So, one of the things I want to talk to you about today is the latest album that just came out, Miracle Pill.
Yes.
And the whole album feels a lot like, kind of a story. Can you talk about the story behind the album?
Um. Yeah, I wanted to try and do a lot more sort of experimenting, like sonic experiments, and like working with people that were sort of out of my wheelhouse, out of my genre of music. So I got together with a couple of pop writers. I got together with just rock guys. It was really interesting. Some electronic musicians and kind of underground electronic guys. And just I would sit and basically play a guitar, and then we would just start riffing, and then they would add their ideas, and I would pile on top of that, and it was really such an incredible learning experience. That was fun, and lyrically, it just kind of, I don't know, I just found myself, and unintentionally, just sort of looked back on the album. What was on my mind at the time, I guess, was just sort of um, like the album is sort of about modern life and making connections and losing connection, and sort of trying to be human in a time where humans are almost obsolete or becoming obsolete. It makes me sad. I wish I could unplug the internet. I wish I could find the big plug just for an hour. It'd be so nice.
So, you don't do very much social media, and
No.
that's a choice you've made because of how toxic it can be?
Um, yeah, I don't mind if somebody says my band sucks and you're the worst thing ever, because it's like, yeah, I put myself out there. I don't, and plus I don't care what people think of me. But people, some people are really uh, rotten human beings when they're cloaked in anonymity, and they make things up, and they criticize. I mean, don't criticize my wife. She's a civilian, so keep her out of it. But yeah, I kind of gave up on all of it, because it's just like, what am I don't believe that anybody is really all that interested in what I had for lunch. And I can't believe that the world is becoming so insecure and narcissistic that it's like we have to be constantly tethered to this thing. Like, look at that guy. It's all day long. I can't stop him. He's on that all day. No, but I mean, I have a guy that I send stuff to when I want to post something, and I just keep it very straight up to the band, because I mean, I want people to listen to the music, and I want them to appreciate the lyrics and the sound, and walk away, you know, maybe feeling a little better, you know, and the rest is just noise. You know.
So I'm a big lyrics person, and one of the songs that really touched me was the song "Lights" on the
Yeah.
album. Are there any songs, because Miracle Pill is the single, but like kind of your underrated or like secret favorite, or I know it's hard to pick a favorite.
No, I my secret favorite, I think, is a song on the end of the album called "Autumn Leaves," which is not like the leaves; it's just autumn leaving. Um, just kind of this strange little song that was sort of born out of this kind of melancholy sense of the inevitable change of everything that's going on. Everything goes on. It's just sort of, and I like that song too, because I didn't think I could sing it, because it was so high and loud, and I went in and I just hammered it in one take on the demo of it, and then I was like, I don't want to wreck it. Just leave the demo the way it is. Let's replace a few little pieces. When we went into the studio to record it, and it's mostly the demo, you know.
So it's a little bit of a challenge for you too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But I mean, you have to, you know. I mean, you have to constantly look at things and go, well, what have I done? What don't I want to do again? You know, I mean, and you know, people this is like the worst question that people ask me, besides where'd you get the name of the band, which is ridiculous, but is do you ever get sick of playing Iris? And I'm like, no, that song bought me a house. That song is the reason that my kid's gonna go to college. You know, I mean, it's a blessing. It's something that I look forward to, because that song was a little part of a lot of people's lives, and I'm grateful that I got to connect in that way, you know. But I forgot what the question was. I've
That's
been up a long time. I apologize.
that's perfect. We love when you kind of can get into the stuff behind songs like that and go a little bit off on tangents.
Yeah, I'm really a tangential kind of guy, I guess.
One more question I have for you is so Autumn Leaves is the final song on the album. Did you kind of have
Second to
yeah.
last. But it's sort of like I was sort of questioning leaving the last song off, and then it was sort of like, nah, they wanted to put it on. I don't know why. But anyway, your question.
Well, is there sort of a like it kind of feels when you listen to it start to finish the way it is numbered out? It's kind of a story to it almost.
Kind of, maybe unintentional. I mean, it was sort of unintentional, but I mean, when I was writing it, it was just like there was a lot. Like there's a song called "Lost" on the album, and the guy I wrote that with, his wife was pregnant, and you know, we were just talking about what's the world going to be like when they're older, when they're grown up. What would you say to anybody? You know, I mean, who's coming into a very confused and cold world, you know, and you want to protect them from all of that, but you can't, and they'll work it out, they'll figure it out. But it's like just that song is more like saying, I mean, just paraphrasing the whole thing, is just sort of like, look, don't get distracted by all the cheap shiny objects in front of you. That there is that the capacity of human beings to love and connect and to change and adapt and become so much greater than any technological advance could ever be, you know. um, it's more like don't lose your humanity to the machine, you know. Was really kind of how I was feeling when I wrote that, you know, because it feels like, to me, I feel like we're losing our humanity to the machine, you know, and we're living in this, you know, tipping on the edge of democracy kind of thing. And, you know, and I kind of feel like since this entire last 2 decades that we've all been sort of traumatized in this kind of strange way because of 9/11, two wars that never end, and you know, and then the economy collapsing, and then, you know, there's kids that have grown up through all this, and it's like, and you know, and you see, if I love America, but it's like, you know, hey, it might be time to grow up a little bit or change our priorities a little bit, whatever, you know. But I'm not talking about politics, because politicians, I used to play with politics and, you know, raise money for who I thought was great and all that kind of thing. But I just can't do it. I just can't do it anymore because it's just, you know, it's both sides of the same thing looking in the mirror. So, but where society and humanity is going, you know, I feel qualified to make a statement about that. But politics, people just throw bottles at you. You know, it's too tense.